Good morning from Chefchaouen. We had originally planned to spend a few days here, but with everything that happened in Fez, we've actually only got one day to explore. So we have got a jam-packed itinerary. It's going to be a little bit busy today, but we're hoping to see the best of the city. Let's go. It's quite early, it's only just after 9, so everywhere's still opening up a bit. So I think first off we are going to go and try and find some breakfast somewhere. One thing I read about this Medina when I was doing the research for Chefchaouen is that there's loads of dead ends.
Oh, good.
So we might get a little bit lost today. It's pretty, and like the dead ends are some of like the prettiest places, but yeah, I don't think Google Maps works particularly well in here, so we might just be wandering around.
We found a sweet spot for breakfast with amazing views over the old town and then did just that. Spent the rest of the morning wandering around and getting lost in the beautiful rabbit warren of streets and alleyways that connect this stunning Medina.
So do you know why the house is painted blue?
I don't know, but I have looked it up, and I think there's lots of different theories. I don't know whether there's a definitive answer. Is there? Are you going to tell me?
No, there isn't. Apparently, like, some reasons are because it keeps mosquitoes away.
Yeah, I read that one.
Or that it's just like a representative of the heavens or the sea or something like this.
Okay.
But apparently everyone paints their house twice a year.
Really?
Blue, yeah.
Wow.
That's quite a lot, isn't it?
That's impressive.
It is. If anyone knows the definitive reason why the houses are blue in Chefchaouen, let us know in the comments, because we've just read loads and loads of different stuff and we don't actually know why, and maybe no one knows why, but maybe one of you do as well, so yeah, let us know if you do know. Okay, we've done a little bit of shopping to buy some gifts to take back for our family, and Ady needs to take her next antibiotics. They've got to stay in the fridge, which is a little bit annoying, because obviously that has to be in the van, so we're going to have a wander back to the van now, drop the shopping off, give Ady her antibiotic, and then we will come back out and find somewhere for lunch. By the way, Ady is doing absolutely fine. All the wounds on her head are healing completely now. The ones on her face have actually pretty much gone. It's just the ones on the back of her head that are still taking their time. But yeah, she's all good. If you don't know what I'm on about, by the way, you need to watch last week's video. Now that we've stuffed ourselves with some more fuel, then we are walking up to a viewpoint that is a Spanish mosque. That's what it's called anyway. I don't really know the history behind it. There might be some more information up there hopefully. But yeah, already the views are looking pretty spectacular.
Even though we only had a single full day to explore Chefchaouen, we've really enjoyed our time there, and it's easy to see why it's become an Instagrammer's paradise in recent years.
One of the things that we had on our itinerary to do in Chefchaouen and before we left Morocco was to go to the hammam again. So we managed to do that last night. That was really good. We've now left Chefchaouen and we have come further up to the north of the country, closer to the port where we'll be taking the ferry from. We're about 10 minutes outside of Tetouan. We just drove through there in a place called Matril, I believe it is, which is right on the beach. So we're going to be hanging out here for the next few days before we cross back over to Spain, just enjoying the last bits of Morocco, soaking up the last bits of the culture. We might go back into Tetouan for a little explore. In fact, we definitely will go back into Tetouan because that's where these guys have to get their rabies jabs from on Sunday. But yeah, it feels good to be back by the beach again, and the weather here is lovely.
If you've been following us for a while now, then you'll know that we've spent a lot of time in our travels in Spanish-speaking countries. We've got family that lives in Spain, and it's somewhere that we're considering moving to in the future as well. But you may not know that we've been learning Spanish on and off now for about 5 years. It's really something that has changed our travelling experience and deepened it in so many ways. So one thing that we're really looking forward to about heading back through Spain is digging out our old Spanish again. However, something that we've noticed is that when we're not in Spanish-speaking countries and we're not speaking Spanish every day, it tends to get a little bit rusty, and pretty quickly as well. But we found that a great way to keep our head in the game is to use the Rosetta Stone app. So here's the first thing that we love about the Rosetta Stone app. It's broken down into short, bite-sized lessons that we can easily fit around everything else that we're doing in that day, while still keeping ourselves ticking over and practicing new things as well.
El juguete está al lado de su pie derecho.
El juguete está al lado de su pie derecho.
Un café.
Un café.
We also like the speech recognition feature, which allows you to speak directly into the app and tells you whether you are pronouncing things correctly or not. Pronunciation is something that Jay and I both struggle with, so this really helps with that. We're also planning a big trip later on this year that'll take us through multiple countries, and thanks to the large number of over 20 languages on the app, we've already been able to start preparations for that by learning some of the basics of the languages of the countries we'll be travelling to.
Now, if you're interested in learning a new language yourself, then we've partnered with Rosetta Stone to bring you a huge discount of 50% on a lifetime subscription. This will give you access to all of the 24 languages available to learn on the app for the rest of your life. So click on the link in the description to claim that offer now. Martil turned out to be exactly what we needed at this point in our trip, and allowed us to just chill out on the beach, eat good food, and spend time together as a family, because we were still feeling pretty shaken up from the events of the last week. Now, you might have noticed that in this past video, maybe a couple of videos, that I haven't really been on camera much, and I thought that I'd probably needed to address that because it's obviously not the usual thing that happens each week. And basically the reason why I haven't is that I just haven't felt able to really, since the thing that happened with the cat in Fez and everything surrounding that. I've not been feeling great, and filming stuff and talking to camera and all of that is just been the last thing that I've wanted to do really. I think one of the main reasons why I've found it so difficult with everything that happened is just how, in the moment, I think helpless and useless I felt. Obviously it was a really horrific thing that happened, and just seeing Ady in such a vulnerable state, it's really just kind of knocked me sideways, and it's brought up all sorts of feelings and emotions, and I suppose realizations that, you know, I'm not always going to be able to protect her from stuff like that or stop bad things happening to her. And it's pretty much the first thing like that that's happened in her lifetime. Obviously we've had a few ups and downs, as you always do with kids, but nothing as bad as that has happened. So yeah, it's hit me really hard, and I just wanted to kind of explain to you why you haven't seen me around as much. But it's been a week now since it happened. I'm starting to feel a bit better. I don't know whether that's time or the fact that, you know, Ady's absolutely fine. I suppose she's been the least affected by all of this. But it's been mixed in with other feelings as well, because this is right at the end of our trip through Morocco, and it's just been the most amazing experience that we could have hoped for. We've loved pretty much every minute of it, and I don't want to leave on a bad note. We've just got a few days left now, so I've resolved that I'm just going to try and really enjoy those last few days, and try and put this out of my mind and just leave it behind and leave Morocco on a really good note, rather than feeling like this. I hope that explains where I'm at, what's happening, and yeah. And I took myself off to a nice quiet part of the beach to film this, and I've just realised that I'm sat next to a massive dog turd, so that's lovely.
Well, this is our last day in Morocco, our last full day in Morocco anyway. We are just leaving the beach park up that we've been at. It's been so lovely here, absolutely loved it. So we've said goodbye to the sea for a little bit. Feels quite sad, just because we love the beach and the sea so much. But yeah, right now we are going to head back into Tetouan, into the big city, because we've got to go to the hospital to get these two their next rabies jabs. Okay, give an update then on what's going on, dramas of today.
Well, yeah, this rumbles on. We went to the centre where we were supposed to be getting our vaccinations this morning, and it turns out that it was actually shut. So I don't know what the insurance company confirmed when they confirmed that it was open. So we're just liaising with them now to try and find another place to actually get these done. We can't find anywhere ourselves online in Tetouan that is open or that might have the rabies vaccine. So it's a little bit stressful, I'm not going to lie. The good thing is that we're close to Tangier here as well. It's only about an hour away, which is obviously a very big city and has got a ton of hospitals there. So that could be an option, but we're just waiting to hear back from them just to see where we need to go and what we need to do. But we do need this rabies vaccine today, as far as we're aware, because you have to have it 7 days after the first one.
Obviously, this is all really annoying and unnecessarily stressful, because we had it confirmed that we were going to be able to take the vaccines at this hospital in Tetouan today. That was confirmed like earlier on this week, like after we'd had the first shots in Fez. Had we have thought that it was going to be a problem, we would have, tried to make alternative arrangements and like had some different options. But it was just confirmed like black and white. That's where you're going to be able to take them on Sunday. It's open, the vaccines are free, just go there and get them done. So yeah, to be now having to deal with this, trying to find somewhere on the day that they need to have the vaccines, on day 7, like, it's just a little bit ridiculous. Well, we had no luck phoning around places, and there was a hospital that was 13 minutes drive away from where we were. So we tried to call there, but no one was picking up. It said it was open on Google. It was a 24-hour emergency department. So we just drove there, parked up, went in, spoke to them, and they just basically confirmed that the only place that we can get the rabies vaccine in Tetouan is in fact the place that we went to this morning, and that it is unfortunately closed on a Sunday. They said it's open tomorrow. We'll be able to get the vaccine tomorrow. Obviously, as you guys know, it's supposed to be happening today. That's not us that said that. That's the medical professionals that said that. So we asked to speak to a doctor there, and what he said is that the first jab is the most important one. So being as that they have both had that, the fact that they will be getting the second one a little bit late shouldn't be a problem. What he actually said was, I think it'll be okay. That is not what we wanted to hear, but it's the only thing that we can go on at the moment. It is just going to have to be okay, because we just cannot find anywhere to get this vaccine today in Tetouan, in Tangier, or anywhere near us that we can even drive to. We can't get back to Fez by the time the clinic closed that we originally got it from there. It's 4.5 hours away, so yeah, that's as things are. Okay, things are a little bit calmer this morning then. We spent some time on the beach, had a dance party and just had a couple of beers and just chilled out for the rest of the afternoon and evening yesterday. We are now back at the clinic that we went to yesterday morning that is open. So Jay's just gone in to double check that they do in fact have the vaccines there, and hopefully we're going to be able to get this sorted this morning. Okay, Jay's just called. They have the vaccines and apparently they can inject them here as well. So Ady and I are just heading in now, and fingers crossed this is all going to be over. So go on, give everyone the good news.
We have finally had the second rabies vaccine. They had it there and it was just a really smooth, easy process, as it should be really. And the lady was absolutely lovely who administered it. She was really, really friendly and reassuring. So yeah, we are absolutely delighted about that. And yeah, that's it. Ordeal over.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ady took her injection like an absolute boss.
Yes, absolute champ. She didn't even flinch. Just amazing.
Okay, right. We're now going to find some breakfast because we just came here first thing, like as soon as it was going to be open, to get this sorted. So yeah, time to find some breakfast and then we're going to head to the port. We're leaving Morocco. Well, we've driven to the port, gone through all the checks in like rapid time. Like,
yeah.
It took like 20 minutes. Like we read it was going to take like a few hours. But yeah, we were straight through passport control and customs and everything. The dog came in the van, the drugs dog checked all the, had a little sniff around and stuff.
Yeah, it's all been done properly, but it just took no time at all, which is great.
Exactly. So yeah, we're just waiting to board. We're in the line, ready to get on the ferry. The ferry's just backed in. So yeah, I think we're going to be boarding in no time at all. How are you feeling?
Really odd, to be quite honest. It's, I don't know, it's kind of bittersweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've had such an amazing time in Morocco. Yeah. It's just been one of the best trips I think that we've ever taken, and we've been travelling for 7-8 years.
Yeah.
So
that says a lot.
Yeah, it does. It's been fantastic. Obviously the last week or so has not been an ideal ending, but we were speaking about this on the way to the port, and we're going to try and reframe it in our minds so that this isn't what we think about when we think of Morocco.
Yeah.
We're going to remember all the good times, travelling down the coast, all of the beaches that we've been to, the amazing people that we've met, all the fun times that we've had.
Yeah.
The
all
Atlas
the food.
Mountains, the
Atlas
food.
Mountains.
Oh my gosh, there's just so much that we absolutely loved about Morocco.
Yeah, and actually what happened last week was just such a tiny portion of like all the incredible stuff that we've experienced, and actually it's all turned out fine in the end, you know what I mean? Like it was a bit stressful, but we got through it, and here we are at the end of an amazing trip. I can't believe we've been here nearly 3 months.
I know.
Like, it's a long time.
It is, but it's flown by.
Yeah.
As time does when you're having fun.
Absolutely. Oh, I think we're moving. We better go.
And that is it for this week, and sadly it also brings the curtain down on our Moroccan adventure. If you've followed it from the start, then you will know that we had the most amazing time discovering this incredible country, and we know that we'll be back one day to explore some more. For now, we're heading back over to Spain and then back to the UK to spend some long overdue time with friends and family and get ready for our next big adventure. In the meantime, we've got lots of exciting stuff planned. We're going to do a couple more videos on our time in Morocco, and also we're going to explore some of our own backyard, the UK. So we hope you stick around and join us for more adventures soon. Catch you next week.